I'm gonna be showing you guys what is on my iPhone 13 Pro Max. I just got this in October and I wanted to show you guys the apps and just everything and just the setup that I use to stay productive. Things just help me, you know, with self-care and just, you know, with my mental state and just basically how I set up my phone to make it more convenient for me. Here is my phone. I just wanted to start with my case because I love this case so much. I got it from Casely. This is not sponsored or anything, but I think I showed you guys in the unboxing video. It's basically just has different types of boobs on it. This is like a conversation starter for me. People see it and they're like, oh my gosh, where do you get it from? Or like guys see it and get super uncomfortable. I love it. Let's get into what's actually inside the phone. So here is my lock screen. I basically just have a cool photo of myself. It's one of my favorite photos of myself. I took it on a random day and I edited it to look like a vintagey, you know, cool photo. So when it comes down to notifications, I try to keep my notifications at a bare minimum. For example, I have all the likes on Instagram muted. I have a lot of the apps that I don't usually use. I have notifications turned off for them. So I do think that it's really important to curate your notifications based on what you use and what serves you. All right, so here's my home screen of my phone. Before we go into this, I'm gonna go into this section. So it's like the swipe right section. I don't know what it's called, but it's this little search bar area. Here on the top, I have a Notion widget. So I use Notion to kind of plan out all my YouTube channel and everything that has to do with YouTube and Instagram and the brands that I'm building, basically Emem and Emem's Home. And so this is basically just allows me to get to those lists and get to those sections of my Notion workspace. And basically I'm also doing a book a month this year, and so that allows me to get to the review section of my Notion workspace as well. So if I click into this, you would see that it takes me straight into Emem. I literally have like a whole description part of what my channel is and milestones and stuff like that. So I use this to kind of like curate everything. So as you can see, I went into the YouTube section. Here's my video plan. I use this kind of like to plan my videos and basically, yeah, put everything together. I just really like when things are curated and organized. And that really helps me to just get to those things quickly because I check them quite often to make sure that I am on track with all my plans. The next thing under that is the Pomodoro app. So I use the Pomodoro app quite often. If you haven't heard about the Pomodoro method, it's basically where you set up a timer for 25 minutes and that 25 minutes is a all focus. You have to focus on what you're doing, and then you take either a 5 minutes or a 15-minute break, and then you get back into focus again in 25 minutes. You can use your regular clock app for this, but I actually just like having the Pomodoro app. It already has everything set up for you. As you can see, I can just come in here and quickly start my 25-minute focus session, or the 5-minute break, or the 15 minutes break. So I just really like having this app. It really helps me, and I like having it in this section so I can quickly just turn on and start my work. And I love having this as well because once I have that open, I just leave it open. So you know when you have the reflex of just grabbing your phone, when I do that, I see that the Pomodoro app is open and I'm like, okay, I'm not done with 25 minutes, and I jump my phone back down. So I really enjoy having that app. It really helps me out, and so I have that in this section to be able to quickly go into it. Next thing is my podcast app. So I'm an avid podcast listener. I like listening to podcasts. I enjoy them. They make me laugh, they make me cry, they motivate me, they inspire me. And one of my favorite is To My Sisters. Just an app with these two 24-year-old women who just talk about life and career and all this stuff, and I just really love their perspective on life. And I just have a bunch of podcasts that I listen to. I just go in there once in a while to listen to them, and so that's just there. And then after that, I just have my photos, and basically just allows me just to, you know, see little memories of myself and my family over the past years. Sometimes I see a photo and I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot that I went there or I did that, and it's cool just to have that kind of like slideshow. So that's what I have in this section. Now let's go into the home screen. So here is my home screen, you guys. As you can see, the very first thing on the top of my page is screen time. So I am already 2 hours, 40 minutes into screen time today, and it is not 9:41. I don't know why my phone is showing 9:41. It is 1:30 p.m.-ish, and I try to kind of regulate how much time I stay on my phone. That's why I have this up there, just to let me know how long I'm spending on specific apps. Like I've spent 15 minutes on Instagram today, which is not that great. Also, my background photo is just as cute. As you can see, if you haven't noticed, I'm a burnt orange person. I absolutely love burnt orange. I just love brown earthy colors, as you can see in my room too. And so my whole screen theme or my phone theme is burnt orange. And then with the apps that I usually go to quickly, I have this on my home page, like music. Of course, you always have to have a quick access to your music library if you ever need music. I use shortcuts to customize all the icons and the images that I use. I basically just went on Pinterest, I found burnt orange photos, and then I just make them the icons using the shortcuts app. If you're looking for a tutorial on how I did this, I actually made a video last year. You can check that linked up here or in the description box. So the next app right next to music is my gym app. So I use Tone and Sculpt. This is the app that I use for my daily workouts. And so basically I just go in here and I'm able to see my workout plan for this week, and I quickly just tap into a workout that I want to do and I get to it. And then I have my notes app, which is very important to me because I use it to take notes, like, you know, my groceries list. I basically write so many notes, you guys. Like I can't, if I go all the way down, it's literally just years and years of notes, and I use that app so much. I just have to have that, you know, in my shortcuts first screen. I can just quickly go in there and write down whatever I need to write down. I also have my photos app as well. I don't know, I just like having this on my home screen. I just think it's important. Also, I have YouTube Studio, which is basically where I keep track on my YouTube videos, my subscribers, my comments. I reply to comments in here, my analytics and all that stuff. Then I have Instagram, you guys. I know it's not very healthy to have Instagram on your first page but or your home screen, but I honestly use Instagram a lot, especially when I'm posting stories. So I want to be able to access Instagram quite quickly, so that's also on my home screen. And then I also have Duolingo. So I've been trying to get more into learning languages, and the language I'm currently learning is German, and I just really enjoy so far. It's been a while since I've really like consistently been doing it, but I just have it on my home screen, so it reminds me to do that. Then at the bottom section, I have phone. Of course, that's very important. I have emails, I have messages, and I have Safari. Those are the 4 things at the bottom of my screen. And also the big 2 shortcuts on here are just weather and battery. I feel like those are very important for me to check, especially since I live in Philadelphia and the weather is just all over the place most of the time. So on each screen, I like to just have things that, you know, help with my self-care or mental health, or just help me stay accountable with my everyday life. Like on my home screen, I have my screen time. On this, I have my photos and podcasts. On this, I have an app called Motivation. It's basically an app that puts up motivational quotes on your screen, and it just keeps changing every few minutes. This one says, "One day you'll be at the place you always wanted to be." Yes, I will. And yes, I am. It's like a nice burst of energy whenever I go on this page. I think that's important to have on your phone to, you know, help with your mental health, help with self-care, especially if you're having a very stressful day and you're trying to get to an app and then you see like a really nice quote and you're like, okay, life is okay. And then under that, I just have all my folders for all the apps that I have. I have so many apps, you guys, if I'm being honest, but they all serve a purpose. So in my first one, I just have daily. This basically just has my notes app, clock app, calendar app, photos, FaceTime, basically just things that I usually use, but I usually don't come here to find them. Like all these apps already have spaces on the home screen. Then the next app that I have is called Create. So this app has basically some of the apps that I use for like editing photos or putting text on photos and stuff like that. I also use PicMonkey for my YouTube thumbnails, so that's very helpful for me to just have that on my phone if I quickly want to check on a thumbnail or something. The app is not as good as doing it on my computer, so I always use my computer and then I just download it from the app on the phone because the app is quite useless, if I'm being honest. They need to update it and make it more useful. Next photo is my YouTube photo. I should probably have PicMonkey in this photo now that I think about it. Anyways, here I have my YouTube studio. I have Notion, where I told you I plan all my YouTube videos. I have Fiverr. I used Fiverr for a while when I was trying to find editors to help edit my videos. And then I have Over, which is an app that I use to edit the call to action for my Instagram stories and my Snapchat stories. Whenever I post a new video, I go in there, I create like a swipe up, you know. Then I have my socials app, which has all my social media, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, WhatsApp, Facebook, LinkedIn, Bumble, the likes, Twitter, and all of that stuff. Then I have my fitness app, which has the app that I use every day, like I said, Tone and Sculpt. Then I have Fit On, which is a free app. I actually really love this app, and I use this mostly for yoga and stretching at the end of the night, and that's something that I love using. I also have Fit with Lulia. She also has like workouts on her app. I haven't used that as much as I've used Tone and Sculpt, as well as Alive. Alive is Whitney Simmons' app as well. And then Zero was when I was trying to do intermittent fasting. I'm not doing that anymore, but I just left it there in case in the future I decide to try it out again. Zep is for my watch that I use for my workouts. And Interval Timer is actually a really useful app, especially if you're trying to time if you're trying to create a circuit to time your intervals. Like for example, when I'm doing my treadmill workout where I sprint for 30 seconds and rest for 30 seconds, I basically have something set up for that called hit treadmill 10 cycles. And basically once I click on it, it takes me through the 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, and you basically can set any timer for as many circuits as you want, and you can just make them here and click into them anytime. Then I have my video folder, which has all the video editor apps that I've tried. I mostly use Video Leap, is my favorite one, but I also have all the other ones that I've tried. I just haven't really deleted them, but Video Leap is the one that I use the most, and the one I actually recommend. I use it for my Instagram Reels, TikToks, anything that I'm kind of trying to put a video together on my stories and stuff like that. And then I have my inspiration folder, which has Pinterest. Of course, I'm a very big Pinterest fan. I just love it. I just go there to inspire myself every day, and I just love it. Then I have my consume folder, which has everything that has to do with consuming, like entertainment or anything. I have my shopping folder, which basically has all the apps for the shops that I like to browse through or sometimes shop on. Here I have Amazon, I have ASOS and stuff like that. So it's basically where all the apps are on there. And I have my learn folder, which basically has Duolingo, which is the app that I told you I'm using to learn a language. And this game called Brain Out that I actually really enjoy playing. I haven't played in a while. It gives you games that basically make you think. And then I have the PA driver's test because I still haven't freaking gotten my license and I need to do that. Anyway, then I have my finances app, you guys. Nothing really special here. I just have Venmo, PayPal, all the stuff, Remitly, which is what helps me send money home. I also use Truebill. I started using Truebill this year. It's actually a very packed app that I feel like out of every app that I've used, Truebill is the one that I've actually really enjoyed using and I think is very useful. And then I have my food app, which has Uber Eats, Grubhub, all the stuff that I shouldn't be paying for, but I have them, you know. Sometimes you just want to order food. Instacart, especially when I don't want to go out and walk all the way to the grocery store, I can just order some groceries. GoPuff. If you use GoPuff, you know why GoPuff is special. In my Get There photo, I basically just have all the apps that help me get somewhere. I know I could just call it travel, but I feel like it's not travel. When I think of travel, I think of like travel. Then I have my photo folder, which is basically everything that I use to edit photos, everything I use to curate my Instagram feed and stuff like that. So I use Lightroom. Lightroom is the app that I use mostly to edit my photos. If you look at this, I have so many photos all the way back for a long time. I basically just use this app to edit all my photos. It has a feature where you can just copy and paste your edits from one photo to the next. That helps me so much because literally I just copy paste, fix a little things, and I'm done. I use Unum to kind of make sure that my feed stays curated. Also, this is an app that I just found out about that I really like. It's called Lens Buddy, and this app allows you to take as many photos as you want to take in one setting. This app, literally you can set the time between each take. You can set how many photos you want to take. So if you wanted to take 10 photos and you wanted 2 seconds in between each take, it literally would just take 10 photos, 2 seconds apart, and you have time to kind of change your poses. So it's very useful. I actually really enjoy using that, and yeah, it takes really good photos. And I have my productivity folder, you guys. My Pomodoro app is in here, the one that I use daily. Two apps that I haven't really used as much are Structured and Routinely, but I have these because I do feel like in the future I'm gonna want to use them. I have used Routinely in the past, but I did stop using it. Honestly, I just fell off of it, but I really like the concept. Basically, you can set up a routine. It can be a morning routine, night routine, middle day routine. It will take you through each step by step. You can set how much time that usually take to do it. For example, brushing your teeth. If you use 3 minutes to brush your teeth, then it will take the time for 3 minutes. Ask if you're done. If you're done, you move on to the next thing and the next thing. I'm more of a physical write down in a notebook kind of planner, but if you are more of a digital planner, I definitely recommend Routinely. Another app that I just found out about, I haven't tried it yet, but I do have it on my phone because I know I would want to try it in the future. It's called Structured. Instead of like setting up a routine, it's more about your daily plan, you know, 6 a.m. what you're gonna do, 1 a.m. 2 p.m. stuff like that. As you can see, the quote has changed too. It says, don't be someone's downtime, spare time, part-time, or sometime. If they can't be there for you all the time, they're not even worth your time. Woo! reach. Now, my very last page, as I said, I like to have something inspiring on each page just to, you know, give me that little burst of energy when I scroll to that page. And this one is Pinterest. So if you're not aware, you can add a Pinterest widget basically and set it up to one of your boards on Pinterest. And I basically pin apartment ideas, you know, home ideas. I think it changes hourly, so every time I come in here I can see a new cool apartment or interior design photo, and I absolutely love having this on this page. Then under there I have a few more folders. I have my wellness folder which has Flow. I use Flow to track my period and just my whole reproductive system, I guess. Headspace, I haven't started using the app, but I really want to start using it soon. It basically has meditation and helps you with your everyday mental health. And then I have my home folder, which has my Google Home and Zillow, because I just enjoy looking at apartments for absolutely no reason. Literally, I do this for fun. I just go on Zillow or apartments.com or something. I just randomly look at photos of apartments and homes and stuff like that. Then useful, I just have apps that are useful, basically, like Cam Scanner, very useful, Zoom, Files, Chrome, if I ever need Chrome. I mostly use Safari, but you know. Then you guys, I have my games folder. So I have a lot of games on this phone. As you can see, some of them I haven't used them in a long time, but I just like knowing that they're there, and I'm definitely a gamer, and I just like knowing that I have good games on my phone, and these are just some good games that I know that are good. Then I have my Wi-Fi folder. This is just for Wi-Fi. Then I have my Google folder, which is basically just Drive and Playbooks. My Apple folder, which basically just has App Store, Apple Store, things that I don't use as often, but they're all Apple related. And then I have my travel folder. So like I said, traveling to me means like traveling, going out of where I am. I have so many lists on Airbnb just of like places I would like to go to. I just go there and browse sometimes. I'm like, oh, this is really cute. Add it to a list. Maybe someday I can go there. So yeah, you guys, that's what's on my iPhone 13 Pro Max. I hope this video was interesting to you or inspiring to you, or helps you create a phone that is useful, helps you get your work done, helps you with productivity, helps you with self-care, helps you with mental health. This is like one of your most prized possessions, and so it should really be working for you. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. I love you guys so much. Have an amazing day. Peace and strength. Bye, you guys.